Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to speak to you about prisoners of conscience. What we noticed today with the Vietnamese delegation, they used the same communication strategy as we saw on the 22nd January at the periodic review, which means they avoided to answer the questions about prisoners of conscience, about political tortures, about death at the police custody, about threatenings of human rights activists. For more than 40 years, we're talking about human rights in Vietnam. It's just like a never-ending story. One-party communist still rules the country called Vietnam, which once a beautiful country called the Pearl of Far East. After 30 years of the war, we thought finally we have reached peace, and we finally reunite the families, and we finally live in peace like brothers and sisters with our beloved family. But the people of the South Vietnam soon find out that peace is something we only can dream about. Even the communist comrades meet the cruelty of the communist regime as they raise their voice. The beautiful promises to turn Vietnam into a socialist country turn also in nightmares. Since the people who raised their voice against the cruelty of the police, against the injustice to the vulnerable women, children, minorities, the persecution of people who practice their beliefs, the people who express their fear of annexation of China, they'll all be put in prison, and they meet harassment, threatenings, or even they are killed. The first time I read the book, 1984, of George Orwell, I was 20 years old. I lived in the Netherlands in exile. I thought Mr. Orwell wrote about Vietnam, just like you saw a movie at the end based on a true story, and that's the story of Vietnam. But that's real. That's the reality of Vietnam. So today, this week, we come with a group of 30 people from all over the world. I never met them before, but they are also my colleagues because they are human rights activists. And why we come here? From the United States of America, from Norway, from Germany, France, Switzerland, Holland, just only to raise our voice for the unheard, to tell you that Vietnam is not only a beautiful country as tourists, but Vietnam is not only booming business. Vietnam is also a land of rightless people. We are talking today, 12th March in 2019 in Geneva, of, like just now campaign has listed, Vietnam hold 248 prisoners of conscience. In 2018, 40 activists convicted with a total imprisonment of 300 years of 68 years under house arrest. 64 beautiful, peaceful protesters convicted a total of 121 years and 5 months in prison and 9 years of suspended prison terms. 27 human rights activists newly arrested. 32 women among the 244 prisoners of conscience. And our latest news in 2019, as today, 8 activists arrested while exercising their freedom of expression. Ladies and gentlemen, as I came into the Netherlands as a 16-year-old girl, separate from my family for more than 38 years, on the way of looking for freedom, I saw many men, women, children died, raped, hungered. And since I am the chairwoman of the Vietnam Human Rights Foundation, I've heard a lot of stories of freedom fighters have died in prison. those people have expressed only the need to freedom. And there's nothing wrong about that. And I hope we are today with a lot of people who are aware of the need of freedom. We all raise our voice, just like my colleagues just said. Please make a public awareness for freedom. Once Nelson Mandela has said, it is in our hand. It's all in our hand. We can do that. And please don't let the people die for nothing. Thank you.